Alright guys, Travis with RAC Garage here. Like a dummy, obviously you didn't see a video last week. I cannot find my GoPro batteries and I'm just too cheap to buy some. I will find them, so I gotta use my phone right now. So I'm working on the 46, getting it ready so I can drive, because I need it to drive to get in and out of here, because there is no room to work in here without this being able to drive. So I need this to drive at least out of the garage and back into the garage. It's too heavy to push. The brakes are kind of tight. I could adjust them, just easier to get it running. So I got the dash in, which is nice. Check how nice this thing is. Woo, man. So dash is in. Probably gonna have to come in and out a bunch of times, but it's all wired in the back. Friend of a friend helped me do that. All the wires are labeled and bunched together where they need to go, either to the front or to the back. So just took the hood off to get it all the wires I need to get to. So let's start wiring. This video is gonna probably be a get things done, explain what I did, get things done, explain what I did, because I don't have much space on my phone and I can't do time lapses and long videos, so it's gonna be a little weird one, so hang in there. All right, so I got the rear wires onto the trunk. I got one that's unused, kind of just wrapped around there. Wipers, radio, and the actual wiper switch that's on, it's attached to the wiper motor that's under there. It's hanging out. This is all to the front, like marker lights, headlights, all that kind of stuff. This is my coil, water temp, tack, oil pressure. Then I got battery positive, and I'm pretty sure these two correlate with these two coming out of the starter. I'll have to double check with Tim on that, but I think that's it. The only question I have, actually I got my brake switch coming out here. I'm not sure where the brake switch is right now. I gotta crawl under there and find where it is. But these two coming out of the ignition, I'm not sure if it says tack and battery. So I'm pretty sure this goes to my tachometer wire, and this one, I'm not sure if the coil wire goes to this. I would assume so, but when I hear back from Tim, he'll tell me what to do, because he's done this a million times, and I don't mess with wiring usually. So, all right, so I already messed up. Of course, I already messed it up. So these two on the starter, this purple one and this red one. This red one doesn't go to this. This red one goes to it. I saw battery plus, and I just assumed that goes to the battery. No, doesn't. So I need to cut this one, put it to here, and now I have no idea what this one goes to. Fun stuff. This is why I hate wiring, because now I'm gonna have a couple splices in that wire when it should just be one long wire. All right, so I just talked to Tim. He's gonna come over Friday morning and help me out with this, because I do not want to mess anything up, like I already did. So this is the one I had connected before, and I cut it. Now it's really short, which is kind of pissing me off. And this is battery plus that's connected, so the starter is fully connected. That's fine. Now I was telling him what I did on this side, connecting the coil and the tack, and he started saying something else, so now I'm second guessing what I did there. So it seems like everything I hooked up so far has been wrong, so I'm just gonna leave it alone, because this is a brand new harness and I don't want to have 16 splices in every wire. So I'm just gonna leave it alone, wait till he comes back. Not back. Wait till he gets here. So instead of messing with the wiring, I made a tiny little battery box. Nothing crazy, just a box with 2 uprights. Put that down. I'm pretty sure I'm going to add some like triangular supports here, but yeah, it's nothing crazy, just a scab together battery box. And then just got to drill a couple holes in the firewall. Then I'm going to use a piece of plate I have that's going to sandwich the firewall in between that plate and these pieces here. So I'm going to drill holes here, corresponding holes in the firewall, and that piece in the back I might just thread so I can actually no, probably won't thread it because that'll be too much work to get it back on. Probably just drill it, put some nuts in the back. So that'll be that, and that'll kind of go here-ish. Nothing fancy. Not looking for a show engine bay here, even though it would be nice to clean it up. Don't feel like spending the money on the wire to put the battery in the trunk, so it's going to stay here, and that's going to be the end of it. Nice short leads, nice and simple. So back at it again this morning. Got the 46 on jack stands. Pulled the training pan, cleaned it out a little bit. Also got this battery box all painted up. See, it's real simple. I had this going straight up to here, but the battery had some tabs on it that I didn't account for, so I had to cut it short. It's only welded on by a little bit, but it should be all right. It's just a little brace. So put that back on, fill it up to the correct amount of quartz, put it back down, and I should be all set for firing once we get it wired. I want to have everything squared away, so on Friday morning, Tim comes here to help me. We can get this thing fired and driving. Brakes are all set, steering's all set, fuel lines are all set. I just need to put fuel in the tank, get this training pan on and filled, and it should be all set to fire. All right, this is a mess, but I got battery box installed, battery sitting on there now. Trans is filled with 3 quarts of ATF. It was just showing really high on the dipstick, so I really didn't want to flood it until I ran it. So we're going to run it and add ATF as necessary. Hopefully it'll take those 2 quarts and we'll be all set. And it should fire. We just got to connect a couple wires, and who knows, while he's here, he might help me run it to the tail lights and see what goes out to each headlight, marker light, and kind of tape them up to there, and kind of put each wire where it needs to go, so when it comes time to install the headlights, marker lights, radiator fan, I can hook everything up. Just he's getting an electric fan, no reason why it shouldn't. Could go manual fan, but big fenders, hood on it. It's not like a traditional hot rod. I am cool with it having an electric fan. Tonight, I think the only thing I'm going to finish, I am going to hook up 2 connections for the brake switch. It's just 2 wires. I really can't get it wrong. I can hook it up either way, and it'll still work. So it's Travis proof. So let me do that now. All right, so Tim was here and helped me get this thing wired correctly, and I pretty much had everything right. Besides, no, I had everything right. This wire that I thought I hooked up wrong, this little red one, I guess is to something, we don't know. So I just kind of put a connector on there just to make sure it doesn't arc on anything. There's power to it. Just cleaned up a few things, put some loom on this alternator wire. I need to hang it up. I got all this front stuff, ran to the front. Went to Napa and get some cloth wire cover. It's pretty big, but I'm gonna run this up tie it to this. Don't mind my hat dripping with water. I just soaked it. Everything seems good there. I hid most of the wires here. The only thing that's left sticking out is a radio. But let me put the battery on here for a second. Okay. So, turn that on, turn this on. Fuel gauge works. I need an oil pressure sensor. This amp gauge is actually a volt gauge now, and that temp is a water temp, and I do have it connected, but since I don't have a radiator yet, I can't really run this thing and get it hot. So that's that. But see, I got my wipers. You can hear it in there. So wiper switch works. These are my lights. Don't have anything hooked up, but it works because I now have my high-low foot switch connected. These are a bunch of not used wires. I gotta figure out what I'm doing with those. I gotta tuck this up a little bit. These just go to the back. These are lights that illuminate the back of these. I just don't have the sockets for them yet. Of course, this radio, like I said, don't have a radio yet, but so we're in park. She runs. So later on, I'll get a clip of moving it, but it moves in and out of the garage. The brakes work. The brakes need to be either adjusted or bled. Maybe the booster's not working correctly. I'm not too sure, but the brake pedal feels very weird. But it's good enough to get it out of the garage so I can work on stuff that'll make me money, i.e. those two. So, and I also got the grill on. Obviously needs to be painted. And I do have new stainless, these 3 stainless bars. They're not new, but they're in better condition than these. This is a bunch of, got a bunch of dents on them and stuff, and they're pretty ugly. These pieces here are fine. Those will polish up nice. And this, probably talked to you guys about this before. This is a one-piece bent windshield. This is a high-dollar item here. Can't wait to get this installed on there. Usually these cars have 2 flat pieces with a trim bar down the center. It's just, I guess, cheaper and easier to make 2 pieces instead of bending it, obviously. But got it right there, bent. Be custom and pretty cool. Won't have that center trim bar in the way. Coming along nicely, but we won't work too much more on this. We'll finish off that 37 and then start on this. Maybe one day a week I'll do something on this car.